Hey everyone, hope you're doing good. In the last video, we created a bone layer for our character and started designing different bones to prepare it for basic rigging. But by the end of the video, you saw that just adding a few bones doesn't make the movements work properly. To get the right movement, these bones need to be properly connected to different layers. First, I select all the bones and choose the Bone Strength tool. Then I reduce the strength of all the bones as much as possible in a group because we don't need bone strength in this technique. Now we move on to the other layers and bind them, but keep in mind that there are two different binding methods, bind layer and bind points, which we're going to learn. To start, I select the hair layer. Now this layer needs to be connected to the bone, so I select the layer, and while it's selected, I choose the bind layer tool and click on the head bone. Just like that, it gets connected. Now I have to do the same for the rest of the facial features like the head, nose, eyebrows, eyes, mouth, and ears. But again, keep in mind that this rig is just for learning purposes. In future videos, we'll work on more advanced rigs. Alright, now we need to rig the arms, but rigging the arms is a bit different. For the arms, we have to connect each point to its related bone individually instead of binding the whole layer. So let's do it together. First, I select the bone from the shoulder to the elbow and then select all the points in this area using the Bind Points tool. Make sure to select only the points from the shoulder to the elbow for this bone. Now I check to make sure all the points are selected. Once I'm sure, I click the Bind Points option at the top and the connection is made. You'll notice that the points change slightly and become a bit larger. Now I'll do the same for the rest of the arm bones and the other hand as well. I'll speed up the video a bit for this part. I do the exact same thing for the body, but keep in mind if your character's body and neck aren't in the same layer like this one, you can directly use bind points to speed up the process. Now I'll start connecting each point to its corresponding bone. Also, if you accidentally select the wrong bone, you can deselect it by holding Alt on your keyboard and clicking on it. Now that we've done all this, let's test our character. To do this, I select the Manipulate Bone tool and check the bones that we've connected. As you can see, the character's head, body, and arms are moving correctly, and it looks much better than before. But this isn't the whole story. Advanced rigging makes everything even smoother. If you want to learn more, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next videos. As you can see, the character's legs aren't moving correctly yet because we haven't connected them. Since nothing is attached to the bones and their strength is reduced, I'll use bind points to connect the legs to the bones. Now it's time to test the character's legs. As you can see, they're moving correctly, but there are still some issues. In the upcoming parts, we'll fix these issues completely using some techniques. So, like the video and turn on the notification bell so you get notified when the next video is released. See you in the next video.